Good afternoon or good evening, everyone, depending on your geographical location. Thanks for being here today. In this rapidly evolving digital era, businesses are continuously seeking ways to leverage modern technologies to enhance their efficiency, stay competitive, and accelerate their growth. A pivotal aspect of this transformation is digital modernization. Today, we embark on a journey into the realm of digital modernization on Google Cloud Platform, examining its three facets, including application modernization, infrastructure modernization, and data modernization. We'll also look into the strategic use of Terraform and Phoghat, crafting a resilient platform that empowers us to unlock the complete capabilities of the public cloud through streamlined deployment and resource reapplication. Now, as we embark on our exploration of digital modernization, it's crucial to dispel the misconception that it's merely the migration to the cloud. So the landscape of modernization extends beyond a simple relocation to the cloud. It encompasses a holistic transformation that integrates three essential elements: application, infrastructure, and data. These three facets synergize to form the comprehensive concept of digital modernization. Let's break it down further. So application modernization basically involves optimizing and enhancing existing applications, making them cloud native, scalable, and agile. Simultaneously, infrastructure modernization focuses on refining the underlying IT infrastructure to harness the full potential of cloud resources. Finally, data modernization addresses the strategic management and utilization of data, ensuring that it becomes a valuable asset to form decision making. Together, these interconnected concepts redefine the digital landscape, creating a symbiotic relationship that goes beyond simple migration. It is a transformative journey towards digital modernization. So remember, in this equation, the combined force of application modernization, infrastructure modernization, and data modernization provides a true essence of digital modernization. Now, before we embark on our journey to talk about the digital modernization in more detail, let me touch upon a little bit about my background. So my name is Anu. I'm a principal consultant with a strong focus on cloud technologies. I have a passion for delivering innovative solutions. I specialize in Google Cloud Platform with strong emphasis on professional development. I've got 15 years of industry experience, and I've got many professional level certifications. I currently hold 9 out of 11 Google Cloud professional certifications and aiming to achieve that magical number of 11 soon. I regularly contribute to blog posts and participate in boot camps where I can engage with other cloud enthusiasts and technical people out there, gain insights from their experiences. Furthermore, I actively contribute to the growth of the GCP cloud community by actively participating as a member to foster collaboration and support others on their cloud journeys. And just a small note, I'm also a Google Cloud authorized trainer. So when we talk about modernization, we hear from everyone, be it the vendors or the customers, there are so many benefits of modernizing an application. Benefits such as increased agility and scalability, reduced costs, improved security, enhanced user experience, increased on innovation, and the list goes on. So the cloud-based applications are much more agile and scalable than the traditional on-premises applications. Cloud-based applications can help business to reduce their IT costs by eliminating the need to purchase and maintain on-premises hardware and software. Cloud platforms also offer a number of security and compliance features that can help businesses to protect their data and applications, provided it has been configured correctly. Now, before we start talking about modernization, let's just clarify the concept of what digital modernization actually is. I personally think it is the process of harnessing advanced technologies and platforms to transform your IT infrastructure, data management, and application development. In the context of Google Cloud Platform or any other cloud platform for that matter, we'll break it down into three core concepts or three core categories as we just touched upon. So first, infrastructure modernization. I believe it is the foundation of any digital transformation within a business. It is basically the process of transitioning from legacy on-premises infrastructure to agile, scalable, and cloud-based solutions. Whereas data modernization, it is basically the process of unlocking the value of data through cloud-based storage and processing capabilities, empowering advanced analytics, real-time insights, and intelligent decision-making solutions. Whereas application modernization as such is the process of updating application architecture, design, or functionality of the application altogether to leverage new technologies and cloud platforms by enhancing scalability, agility, and user experience. If we go a bit deeper for infrastructure modernization, it basically forms the bedrock of the digital transformation. It is the first step towards the digital modernization for any business. It involves migrating from traditional on-premises setups to dynamic cloud-based infrastructure. It refers to the process of updating and migrating an organization's IT infrastructure to the cloud. This can involve moving servers, storage, networking to the cloud, as well as adopting cloud-native technologies such as containerization and serverless computing. So just to highlight some key elements that include infrastructure modernization. First one is virtualization and containerization, which is basically utilizing tools like Kubernetes and compute engine for scalability, portability, and efficiency with some powerful code-based tools like Terraform. It comes hand in hand with infrastructure as a code, which is basically automating your infrastructure provisioning and management. You can also improve the security posture of your compute engines by utilizing tools like Pagure that you can utilize to create the images based on your own security standards. Then we have the next generation, which is, again, the serverless computing, the powerful services from the public cloud providers, leveraging services like Cloud Run or Cloud Functions for automatic scaling and cost efficiency. So you are not charged for any infrastructure that is not being run when there is no process running in the background. From a networking modernization perspective, Google Cloud's high-performance network infrastructure for fast, secure, and globally connected applications. Now, if we talk about the data modernization, as we all know, data is a very valuable asset, and modernizing data management unlocks its potential. So data modernization refers to the process of updating and migrating an organization's data to the cloud. This can involve moving data from on-premises data centers to cloud-based data lakes and warehouse solutions, as well as adopting cloud-based data processing and analytics tools. Some of the key aspects in data modernization include data warehousing, as we just touched upon, migrating to the solutions like BigQuery for handling large volumes of structured and semi-structured data, data lakes and analytics for storing, managing, and analyzing diverse data types using cloud storage, data flow, or data prop. Again, data streaming and real-time analytics, and using machine learning and AI services for harnessing AI services like AutoML, AI platform, and TensorFlow for innovation and efficiency. Now, if I talk specifically about application modernization, as I was talking about, application modernization is more about than just migrating to the cloud. It is about enhancing applications architecture and improving the functionality, providing that efficiency to run the application efficiently, and that too at a lower cost, so to say. So the key components of application modernization include microservices architecture, which is basically breaking down the monolithic applications into microservices for agility, scalability, and independent deployment. And that's where tools like Terraform which we use for infrastructure as a code, comes very handy. We also have API-based integration, fostering interoperability through seamless integration with other applications and systems. We have DevOps and CI/CD services, embracing DevOps practices and CI/CD pipelines for automated builds, testing, and deployment with very minimal manual intervention. Employ something like domain-driven design. If the core business runs via domains, so like a banking domain or telco, for example, decouple the application from any specific technology, which can basically fairly easily move from one database to another database without tying back to a particular platform or a technology. And one of the main aspect of application modernization is isolation of the business logic from technology. So there should not be a tight integration between the business logic and the technology that it is running on. If I go back a little bit, and when we talk about migration, as I was saying, that infrastructure modernization is basically the first step towards digital modernization. So whenever we talk about migration to the cloud, there are always 6 R's that we talk about. And some, again, depending on which cloud platform you are using, you might sometimes see 5 R's or 7 R's. But on a very high level, roughly there are like 6 R's, which is retire, retain, rehost, replatform, repurchase, and the 6th one is re-architect or refactor. So what is retire? Retire is after application discovery. You decide that you don't need these applications in the future. So you are just going to retire them. You are not taking that pain of migrating it to the cloud or doing the assessment of the complexity of migrating that application. You just think it's not needed and you just retire it. This is just getting rid of them as you are not going to use them anymore. With retain, you can decide to keep applications exactly as is before a re-evaluation sometime in the future. So you are not touching the application. Some of the common examples can be unsupported OS or application, legacy applications that do not have a business justification for migrating to the cloud. Then comes the third R, which is rehost. That is the fundamental step towards the migration to the cloud or towards the modernization journey. One of the most basic ways of migrating to the cloud is simply to rehost something, and that is something, it is also sometimes called as lift and shift. This means to take your applications or systems and move them as is into the cloud environment. This approach is great for organizations that need to migrate quickly. For example, data center lease is about to expire. Then we come to replatform. So replatform, which is sometimes also called as lift and reshape, because you can potentially take advantage of some of the special capabilities of the cloud. An example of this application migration strategy would be replatforming leads to cloud optimization due to some cloud platform adoption while keeping the application core architecture the same. Often replatforming is used when you're replacing a database backends for applications with corresponding platform as a service database solutions of a cloud provider. The 5th one is repurchase. Repurchasing, also called as replacing, is the strategy when the legacy application is fully replaced by a SaaS-based solution. The last and the most important one, which is what we are going to emphasize on, is re-architecting and refactoring. So just a call out here, this is pretty much what the application modernization is. So for highly critical applications that require cloud-native architecture or applications that need thorough modernization due to outdatedness or performance issues, re-architecting, also called as refactoring or rebuild, is the strategy that usually leads to the highest transformation cost. However, it allows optimized use of the cloud, leading to the cloud-native benefits and making the application future-proof. So re-architecting an application often comes along with the opportunity to even break down the supported business processes into fragments. which greatly improves simplicity and makes a business process more agile. So as I was saying, application modernization is the process of updating and refactoring existing applications to take the advantage of new technologies and cloud computing platforms. This can involve a variety of changes, such as migrating applications to the cloud-native services, refactoring them to a microservices architecture, or just adding a new feature such as mobile support or artificial intelligence to the application business logic. Now, we talked a lot about what a digital modernization is, or how it encompasses the three facets of modernization around infrastructure, application, and database, but how it will look like in a real world scenario. So let's look at a real world example, how a fully modernized application architecture could look like. So this is just, again, a bunch of services that are put together. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are all going to be used at the same time. However, this gives you a fair bit of idea how a modern architecture for an application modernization, digital modernization, along with the infrastructure modernization, which was pretty much the first step towards the modernization, would look like. So on a Google Cloud platform, along with Hashicorp product suite, tools like Terraform and Vault, it offers a wide range of services and tools that can help businesses to modernize their applications. So on the extreme left, there are at the top left of the screen, there are external facing applications that are configured with services like Cloud Load Balancing and Cloud Armor. So load balancing provides that front end to the users without actually having to know the details of the backend services or backend resources that are actually addressing or that the application is running on. Cloud Armor provides that security control as the front guard, making sure the applications are safeguarded by the from the threats like DDoS attack and things like that. Then we also have some API-based platforms, so Apigee API platform or cloud endpoints for interfacing with applications via custom-developed API endpoints. Then we have native tools like Cloudbell in conjunction with third-party tools such as Terraform and Packer used to define infrastructure as a code. Application secrets can be stored securely in Secrets Manager or Hashicorp Vault. So they don't really need to be stored anywhere in the application code or stored in a static storage. So the secrets are stored in either Secrets Manager or Hashicorp Vault, and whenever needed, the API call is made to those services, and it fetches the credentials from there. The data encryption at rest provided to multiple services via key management system. The container images deployed using artifact registry and securing those images using signature validation and using services like binary authorization, which gives you that flexibility of making sure that the image that you are creating and you are authorizing to be deployed in a particular environment, only that particular image gets deployed. When you have number of environments and the environment is so big, you will probably have different sources where the image is coming from, but you want to make sure that only the authorized images or the sources of images are only the images from an authorized source is being deployed into your containers. So that's where you will probably use something like binary authorization in this whole picture. Now, host data on cloud-native services such as cloud storage, Cloud SQL, Firestore, or memory store. Again, depending on the use case, there are cloud-native services that are provided, and you can make use of those services, whether it's a user-based data that you need to store, just maintaining the user data profile, or it's a transactional data, or it's just object data that you want to store. You can choose the appropriate service from the list of storage options that are available. Then just before the far right box, we have application, or we have services like PubSub or even Event Arc that gives you that flexibility of configuring the event-driven interaction. So you can have the event-driven interaction with the different services using PubSub or Event Arc. So as soon as an event occurs, the API hits the service that's available, and it runs the logic that you want to run once a particular kind of event happens. Then on the far right, we have Cloud Operations Suite. It is utilized for application observability. Actually, I shouldn't really call it Operations Suite, because we also have things like BigQuery and Data Studio. So more than observability, they also give you the dashboard capability for analytics purposes. So you see how from the very far left, we started with the front end of the application. Then we started going to the far right and making use of the services that are available on the cloud platform in the right way. I think that although we had been talking about the security posture that the public cloud provides and how secure and cost effective it could be, but what is more important is if you choose the right service for a particular job, and if this particular service has been configured in the appropriate way. Now, just before we wrap up our discussion around digital modernization and how it ties back to the infrastructure modernization, application modernization, and data modernization, I just wanted to touch upon some of the triggering factors. What are the factors, or what are the root causes, or what are the motivations behind thinking about a digital modernization versus cloud migration? So distinguishing application modernization from cloud migration, while closely related, application modernization and cloud migration have distinct focuses and scope. So the first one is around compelling moment or trigger. So what really triggers it? In most of the cases, the data migration starts being talked upon or start being discussed when the data center lease is coming to an end, as opposed to the application migration or application modernization, which is basically the discussion which starts happening when you are looking at improving the performance and the efficiency of your application. When we talk about the focus, so the application modernization enhances application architecture, whereas cloud migration, it primarily involves just shifting to the cloud. From a scope perspective, application modernization encompasses infrastructure, data, application architecture overall, whereas cloud migration centers on the application and infrastructure transition only. So it moves the application that's running on a set of servers or a box of steel somewhere in the data center on premises onto the cloud. Some of the benefits from application modernization, it fully leverages cloud technology's potential. As I was showing you how we can use the powerful synergy between the cloud platform services, cloud native services, and some of the tools from Hashicorp like Packer and Terraform to utilize infrastructure as a code and have the continuous CI/CD pipeline built, which does the continuous integration, continuous development, and deployment. Whereas cloud migration primarily taps into the scalability and flexibility of the public cloud. So the last but not the least differentiation is around required skill set. So there is a new set of skills, there's a new set of mentality that is required when you are going through a modernization journey, a new set of or new way of handling the infrastructure, handling your operations is needed. Whereas when you are doing the migration, it is basically moving the application or your resources from on-premises to the cloud. Although it needs a bit of upskilling in terms of learning the platform, but it is completely different from the skill set that's needed when you're talking about the digital modernization. Now, in the quest to harness the power of cloud technology, application modernization, I believe, is a pivotal strategy. By understanding infrastructure modernization, data modernization, and application modernization as interconnected components, business can embark on a comprehensive journey to transform their applications and fully embrace the potential of cloud technology. Application, infrastructure, and data modernization are all essential components of a comprehensive digital transformation strategy. By modernizing all three areas, organization can improve their agility, scalability, and efficiency, and then gain a competitive edge in this digital economy. Remember, it's not just about moving to the cloud. It is about optimizing applications for success in the modern digital landscape. Thank you very much. Thanks for your attention. I'm open for your questions and discussions. And yes, here are my details. If anyone wants to connect with me, feel free to send through a request on my LinkedIn profile, or I've got my website listed there, dineq.com. So feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.